If you bought and have owned a house in Huntington, West Virginia for a significant amount of time, there's a good chance that it is no longer worth what you initially paid for it. The value of a house is not a static number, but one that fluctuates as changes happen to it and changes happen around it. In this video, we'll go over 3 ways to help you understand what your home is worth and some things that may affect its value. My name is Dickey, and I'm your Huntington, West Virginia real estate agent. If this is your first time on the channel, go ahead and subscribe so you can stay in the know about local real estate market trends, community highlights, as well as see some really cool houses from here and there. Let's jump into some ways to figure out how much your home is worth. I first want to talk about Zillow.com. Love it or hate it, Zillow is doing big things, and it's one of the first places that consumers go to learn about houses for sale or other housing related information. If you have been on their website before, then you're probably familiar with their automated feature known as the Zestimate. Zillow does some math behind the scenes using all the data that passes through its system to give you an estimated home value range. Go ahead and put your address in the search bar and see what it tells you. I know I'll get some flack on this statement, but I think it's a good place to start. I mean, they do have access to tons and tons of data on the housing market. However, don't take the Zestimate to heart. It is an estimate after all. Zillow can have property information wrong, they don't know what upgrades you have done to the home, and they don't consider socioeconomic trends that are happening in your area. If you just want to satisfy your curiosity quickly with an internet search, Zillow will suffice. However, if you want help determining a home value to bring it to the market, I recommend this next option. Contact your favorite local real estate agent and ask them to do a comparative market analysis on your home. Your agent will also process some data, but they actually have an understanding about what's going on in your communities. The agent will find properties that are similar to yours in a similar location, find out how much it's sold for, and then make adjustments for features that your home has or lacks. It may be necessary for them to confirm data on your home if it's not publicly known or inaccurate. Also, be sure to tell them about any major remodels, expansions, or component upgrades. Has the HVAC system been improved to reach the 2nd floor? Has the roof been replaced since you live there? Did you install a screened-in porch or an in-ground pool? These are all examples of projects that you would want to mention to your realtor of choice. All said and done, they will give you a fair market value range for your home. The third way you can learn what your home is worth, as I will mention in this video, is to obtain an appraisal. It is similar to a comparative market analysis, but it is much more concrete. An appraiser has to undergo specific education to hold their job title and to give their professional opinion on the true value of a property. I wouldn't typically recommend getting an appraisal on your property if you are about to sell it, as they cost money, and they aren't necessarily cheap. An appraiser is typically ordered by the bank to determine how much money they can lend to their clients. Their client is the individual, the couple, or group trying to finance the purchase of a property. Now that I've mentioned a few ways to help you figure out what your home is worth, I want to go over briefly some things that may affect the value of your home. The current state of the real estate market can either cause its value to rise or to decrease. A major contributing factor to this is the good old concept of supply and demand. If demand is high but supply is low, this will cause home prices to rise, and the opposite is true if demand is low while supply is high. If you have been following any recent real estate news, you've probably heard that inventory is low. There's just not enough supply to meet demand, even with mortgage rates as high as they are. If mortgages were more affordable, demand would increase and home prices would soar even higher. Another occurrence that may cause home prices to rise and fall is the changing of the seasons. Who knew Mother Nature had a part in all of this? The reason for this is that the real estate market usually slows down in the colder months as children go back to school and inclement weather gets in the way. I don't think anyone wants to move when it's 10 degrees outside and there's 2 feet of snow. So because of this, there might be a slight downtick in the winter season, but be ready for action come springtime. Let's take a quick look at what home prices in Huntington have been doing over the last 3 years. This graph shows that the median value of a home is $158,000 as of August 2023, according to their automated estimates. That's up from about $130,000 in September 2020. We can easily compare the rate of price growth by comparing some of the lines here on this chart. Notice how the blue line at the bottom, Huntington, West Virginia, took a small dip in September 2022. Compare that to the yellow line, all of West Virginia, that stayed about the same or even increased a little bit. This tells us that there's some housing markets in West Virginia that are growing at a faster rate than us. I'm gonna guess around the DC area. Just food for thought. Compare both of those lines with the red line at the top and you will see that the median home value compared to all of the United States is still significantly less. Well, that's all I have for you in this video. I hope you got some insight on how to determine the value of your property, as well as a few things that may influence it. If you did, or at least appreciate my efforts, go ahead and smash that like button for me. It'll help the channel tremendously. If you have any feedback or questions, please leave them in the comments below. And if you want a free home valuation on your property in the Huntington-Barboursville area, don't hesitate to reach out to me. My contact information is always available in the description or on my channel page. Until next time, cheers.